Hello, AJ76 Ian here. Welcome to Apex Online Racing, round 3 of F1 2018 on the PlayStation 4. This is Tier F9, the Chinese Grand Prix from Shanghai. This is a little bit of my qualifying, not my fastest lap, I didn't record that. I went for not the quickest tyre, the Ultra Softs available, went for the soft tyre and did a very bad 1:34.996, which was about a second off what I should have been 2 seconds off the quickest guy, Rama, who set a time on the softs. The pole man was PPK on 1:31.455 on Ultra Soft, so I'm starting 14th out of 15. 5 drivers couldn't make it, but I'm on the strategy I want. I'm on the softs, and I hope to do 1 stop to mediums, which, in fairness, half a dozen guys, including my teammate in front, I think are planning to do, and no issues with the start this time. And in some ways it's quite good because I was hoping to keep out of any chaos there, and some guys slowed and I managed to make up 4 positions straight away in one go, up to 10th place. Not quite sure exactly who was involved there. We managed to pass our teammate in that melee, and this section's so easy, just snag a wing or just have a pathetic little spin, but we're keeping it nice and clean for the moment. We've got F1 Gatecrasher, who I think seemed to drop in and out of the session on the formation lap, so I'm a bit wary as to whether he's got some sort of lag issue. I don't know. As you can see, the sky is blue, so we're set fair, thankfully for me, because I'm not very good in the wet, for a dry race. So hoping to go to about lap 12 on these softs and then put the mediums on for the rest of the race. The guys that qualified in the top half dozen or so that put the Ultra Softs will have to probably come into the pits in the first 5 or 6 laps, and then I suppose we'll put on mediums. We're certainly hoping to only do 1 stop though. So coming down to this tight left-hander before the very long right-hander, you have to be so easy to feed in the throttle. Short shift slightly into 4th, and you can take a couple of lines through there, and I experimented throughout the race. That time I went on the inside line, and we go to rich fuel mix. Our teammate Jason's not far behind, and we're not quite close enough. I could have gone for a silly move there, but it would have been a bit dangerous on the first lap. And Gatecrasher's on the Ultra Soft, so he might have had a little bit more grip out of that hairpin anyway. So we're going to finish the first lap in a creditable 8th place. So lap 3, still in 8th. WJOR, I don't know how you pronounce that, WJOR is behind us in the Renault. Mr. Robin runs wide, and F1 Gatecrasher is running side by side, and the evil part of me was saying, go on boys, crash into each other. Obviously I want to see clean racing, but it would any help that I can get this season where I'm clearly not one of the front runners would be appreciative. But those two have kept it clean. We're still in 8th, but the guys in the first 3 or 4 positions in front of us are close enough that we're in the mix. So this is later on lap 3. We got a better exit out of the long right-hander, and again we're a little bit closer, and this time I could have made it stick, but I was wary of outbraking myself and maybe even smashing into Mr. Robin. So again, on the cautious side, just biding my time. I seem to have the pace to be in the midfield, so there's no need to take any silly risks yet as Mr. Robin makes his pit stop. So lap 4, and we're in 7th. So we're moving up the order, not courtesy of overtakes, but courtesy of other people having to make pit stops. F1 Gatecrasher runs really wide, which is easy to do. And I come up the inside here, and I kind of half commit, and we give each other racing room. There's not much chance of going around the outside here. I've had trouble short shifting and getting the exit of this corner right all week in practice, so I'm not surprised that he didn't make the move. But we're in a close enough move. Are we going to go for it? And actually we do, which is very rare for us. We lock up the right front, but we've made an overtake, which is a pretty rare thing. Lap 4, so we're sat in 6th. WJOR, I'm going to call him, in the Renault. He's right there. I know he's a quicker guy than me, and I just make a bit of a mistake, and that's enough to let him through. But I wasn't really fighting him for position. I'm not quite sure what strategy he's on, but I'm not expecting to be fighting with him near the front. So lap 6, WJOR is now trying to catch Danny, who's a quick driver, aggressive, so he's not easy to pass. He makes the move through the left-hander there, and I'm going to try and take advantage of that. Chris is very close to us as well in the Williams behind, so I'm watching the mirrors and watching what Danny's doing in front. You know, he's on the ultra soft, so he's struggling. He's done well, I think, to get to lap 6 without making a pit stop, so he's struggling with grip out the corners. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and go up the inside as we go around this long right-hander. I'm a little bit too far away. You can see I am catching him, able to hold a tighter line. And we're going to go rich mix on the fuel, overtake mode on ERS. We've got DRS. We go to the inside. Danny doesn't try to defend. I think he's realising it's a tyre issue between us, which is why I'm quicker. And I outbrake myself, and I thought that Danny would go for a switch back, but he's not quite able to do so. So we're up to 4th. Lap 8 and Chris in the Williams. Easily overtakes us actually before we even get to the braking zone, so we're down a spot to 5th. Again, I don't think he's made a pit stop, so that's a genuine pass on the track. So forward to lap 12, and we're up into 3rd, but again, I'm not getting too excited. This is not a genuine 3rd. We're probably maybe 9th or 10th on the road when all the pit stops shake out. But it's nice to be in 3rd place, but we make a real hash of that corner, and PPK, the Finnish driver, who got pole, is able to nip through. I believe he's already made his stop, so we're not really fighting him. So end of lap 12, start of lap 13, we come on and fit the medium tyres, white sidewall mark tyres, and so we should easily be able to go to the end of the race without having to do too much tyre conservation. I was a bit disappointed actually to come out where I did in 11th. I thought I might have come out in the bottom reaches of the top 10, but again, not entirely sure what everyone's strategy is at this point. Forward to lap 14, and I make a mistake out of the last corner, and Martin Lamaro gets in our slipstream. He's got DRS, someone comes out of the pits, and to be honest with you, I backed off slightly. I didn't want to go around the outside on the marbles there and end up spinning. He obviously had the momentum, and I was happy to let him through, but hoping to try and catch up and retake him maybe. Further round on lap 15, and Lamaro is catching his teammate Gatecrasher, who seems to be struggling for pace for whatever reason, and up the inside goes PPK. Thankfully I saw him in my mirrors because he came really late as Gatecrasher spins it, and PPK was so close to taking Lamaro out there, didn't, and now I'm watching these two guys. PPK's really keen on making up some positions. He was on pole, so I don't know what's happened to him or what strategy he's on. So these two are going side by side into the hairpin, and I'm just going to try and take my normal line, and if these two come a cropper, I'm going to come up the inside, and they touch, they do, and I come up the inside of Lamaro, but Lamaro's right there, and I don't really want to be on the outside here. He's got the inside line, so I let him go, but then he brakes a little bit more than expected, so actually I get a good exit, and for some reason I decided to go to the outside here, which is probably not the best thing to do, and this is not a good place to be, as I find as I run out of grip trying to give him room, and I've lost the position to Rama, and Mr. Robin goes up the inside, and F1 Gatecrashers actually he's a long way behind, so that was a bit of a silly mistake, and I've lost 3 places. I've still got 13 laps to get through on these tyres. So later on lap 16, great battle ahead. Mr. Robin in the Haas, we've got Rama and Limaro. So Rama in the orange McLaren, Limaro in the red Ferrari, and look at this. I was getting DRS and slipstream on them. I didn't know where to go. I almost wanted to go the inside of Rama, but there was no room, so I had to back out the throttle when I had a potential run on all 3 of them. And again, we're just waiting to see if anyone makes a mistake, and does. Rama smashes into Limaro, misses his braking completely, and I say thank you very much, sorry, but I'm going to take those 2 spots, and we're up to 9th. Lap 21, Salvo Filer was close to us, but he started to pull away, and we've got a few seconds gap over high ground. Minding my own business, not really making many major mistakes, and then I just applied too much throttle and do a silly little spin. Thankfully didn't have enough speed to crash into the barrier, so no damage done, but I have lost place to high ground, and it means our teammate Jason will be only 5 or 6 seconds behind us. Now we're on to lap 28, so Jason's been gradually catching us. Now he's right with us as Gatecrasher leaves the session, but we've got PPK in front of us. I was surprised to see that we were catching him in the last couple of laps, and then our engineer told us that he had front wing damage, which then made a lot of sense. He's struggling through these corners. I nearly try and go around the outside there, and so nearly spun it as I had to jump on the brakes. And this is 10th stuff, so 10th is a point, 9th is only 2 points, but I would really like to try and make a move. But I've got Jason right with me, so I could be on 2 points, 1 point, or nothing here. Last lap, WJO has already won the race in the other Renault, and we get a great exit doing our tighter line, which has worked for us quite well. We go to overtake mode on ERS. We're going to get DRS because we're in the detection zone. The guys behind us, PPK and Jason, are right there. I have to go to the inside because one of them might make a move up the inside. They're right there close. Managed to hold it, not outbrake myself, and if I don't muck up this last corner, we should hold on to 9th. But the two behind us are going pretty much side by side across the line. We're going to finish 9th, and Jason is just going to get 10th by a fraction. So that was a really exciting race. Apart from my one mistake, fairly pleased with my performance. Not as quick as I was relative to the opposition in Australia, but I've got to be satisfied with that. My best result of the season. If I qualified better, not made a mistake, maybe I could have finished in the top 6 or 7, I don't know. So WJ All, congratulations to him. He wins the race in the Renault. Second place was Waddles in the McLaren. Third is Chris in the Williams. So 2 Brits and an Irishman on the podium. No race for the next 2 Sundays as the real-life American and Mexican Grand Prix are taking place. So we'll be back in 3 weeks' time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix from Baku.